All right, well, Tim again, back with another game rant. The AAA gaming news lately has gotten me in a mood, so we're going to chat a little bit. Today is why AAA gaming needs a hard reset. AAA gaming has always, but in the past 10 years, it's become increasingly prevalent, been completely driven by large publishers and their publicly traded profit margins and bottom lines. Chasing more money is literally in their job description. We can't fault the companies themselves for it. In fact, we can't really fault the executives for it because that's why they're there. The only thing that we can do is actively try to change it as fans and customers. So this drive for continually higher and higher profit margins is causing three big issues in the industry that I'm seeing that are all factoring together into one even bigger one. All three of these are, for the most part, well-intentioned, or at least they're intended to get more butts in chairs, to use the old theater reference, to get more people buying the games and playing the games to make more money. But they are backfiring in many ways, and they are damaging the industry long term and short term because, well, you'll see. The first one is somewhat controversial because it can be argued that it doesn't really contribute to increased game budgets, but it's feature creep. It seems like every game anymore has to have an upgrade system and 3 fighting styles and 9 different types of mounts and a fast travel system and an open world, or at least a semi-open world, and a companion system and an AI backup system to control how your companion works. And I could go on and on. All this is doing is this kitchen sink approach to gaming is why we're all so bored playing the newest Ubisoft open world game, or even Starfield recently fell victim to it. When was the last time anyone played an open world game that felt innovative? And we'll get to that. But it's just dumbing down the entire industry. The next one is chasing graphics. And I know that that's been a big part of gaming for, well, ever. I was around for the early 80s, or I remember much of the early 80s. This has always been a thing. But we have gotten to the point where art style is more impactful than resolution, and textures have become more relevant than polygons. And there are so many ways to look at it, but what it boils down to is these big companies that are constantly chasing, especially the ones that are dumping hundreds of millions of dollars into their own proprietary graphics engines. It's unsustainable. And I think we're starting to see it with some of the idiot monetization practices and some of the ways that companies are trying to recoup their losses on these $100 million games that bomb because, well, they're terrible. So yeah, we got to learn to somehow stop chasing graphics like heroin addicts chasing the dragon. It is not helping. And I am all for a pretty game. Like I've got a Cook and Becker piece of Last of Us artwork on my wall. I love pretty games, but not to the detriment of gaming itself. The third thing that's really driving the problem in the industry is a design by committee mentality when it comes to not letting these developers just make the game they want to make. And then when they do make the game they want to make, they praise the hell out of them for it and then disband the entire studio and fire them all. What's the word? Private equity group mentality, when they come in and, oh, well, they just did real well and made you a lot of money, so now let's cut all that labor and start fresh. It's a wonder that these game developers don't, well, and many do, just move on to different sectors and stop making games entirely. And that's a shame. So these three things are combining to make gaming budgets for AAA games absolutely insane and unstable and long-term unsustainable. The three, when this graphic came out anyway, it cost $2 billion to make Cyberpunk 2077, Modern Warfare 3, and Red Dead 2 combined. The top 5 movies, it's 2 Star Wars movies, one of the Jurassic Parks, one of the Pirates of the Caribbean, and there will be a 4th somewhere up here, 5th somewhere up here, combined to have a $2 billion budget. GTA 6 is estimated to have a $2 billion budget on its own. GTA 6 is the unicorn in the room. It is going to recoup that $2 billion without question. Without question. Other games do not have the reach that Grand Theft Auto has. And these companies that are trying to spend billions and billions of dollars to chase Grand Theft Auto's lightning in a bottle are going to continue to fail. All it's going to do, though, is convince these big, by-the-numbers, by-committee corporations to keep trying. So we're going to see giant teams put together, we're going to see massive budgets, we're going to continue to see crunch, and then we're going to see those same studios get shut down as soon as the product hits the market. And that is a shame. So until feature-rich instead of feature-stacked, unique, innovative games start making the bestseller lists, and that's on us, this is what we're stuck with. So like I've said in some previous videos, get out there, buy some indies, spend some time. What's the new one? What's the new medieval one that's in early access on PC right now? I can't remember the name of it, but it looks really good. Kind of a real-time strategy kingdom building sim. Looks really good. Build 42 for Project Zomboid's due out any month. Phenomenal game that's practically free most of the time. $20 if it's not. I've been playing Pacific Drive lately. Phenomenal game on PC and PS5. It's only 20 or 25 bucks. Get out there and support those teams. And obviously, play GTA 6 next year or the year after. God knows I'm gonna. But we've gotta send a message somehow to these publishers that this isn't sustainable and we're not gonna stand for it. Let companies innovate. Bring some prices down. Stop chasing 4,000 features in a game that only needs 40. Stop chasing ridiculous, near-perfect, photorealistic graphics in games where a watercolor aesthetic and art style would work just as well, if not better. Those are the decisions that we're faced with lately, and I hope we make the right ones. Anyway, I'm Tim. Pleasure being here with you. I hope you all come back some other time, and hope you all take